Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is the Unstoppable podcast show, and I am Jennifer Hardy. Today, I am joined with the beautiful Suzi Mosley Payne. Hey, Suzi, how are you doing?
Hey Jen, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am really, really well. What has been happening in your world over the last few days? Have you had a nice week so far?
I have. It's exciting times at the moment. I'm getting ready to launch a new business venture. So that's incredibly exciting. So that's what I've
Amazing.
been working on. Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to ask you all about that today. Um, as you know,
Lovely.
as you know, guys out there listening, we are here to serve forward-thinking, driven, and ambitious female entrepreneurs to give you a little bit of motivation, a little bit of inspiration, and hence the reason why I have Suzi on today, because I think she is going to do that for you all listening. So, Suzi, let's go back to the beginning of your journey. Like, have you always been entrepreneurial? Have you always had your own businesses? Where have you worked in the past? I love to hear all that kind of information. It always really inspires me to see where people have came from.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I've been a full-time entrepreneur for almost 11 years now. 11 years this coming
Wow.
August. Yeah, it blows my mind to think that that's how long it's been. Um, and during that time, the business that I'm launching now is going to be my fifth business that I'll actually have launched. But what I
Wow.
would say is that entrepreneurial journey for the last 11 years has been an absolute roller coaster. Highs, lows, successes, failures, everything in between. And it's just been an incredible roller coaster ride of lessons and learnings. And I've loved every minute of it. I think going back those 11 years and making that initial leap, because I started off in corporate. I started in my early 20s. I was always very, very driven and ambitious, even in my teens. I wasn't particularly academic. I wasn't an A-star student, but I worked hard. I got degrees. I did my A-levels, all the good stuff. But I always knew that there was something that I really wanted to see how far I could push myself over and above those academic qualifications. So I was very driven in my career in my early 20s, and I started off in project and program management. And then by my mid 20s, although my career was, it was climbing really well, I was doing very well for my age. The job that I'd got, the permanent 9 to 5 that I got was, I was very successful, and the road ahead of that job was very, it was very promising.
Yeah.
In my heart, I knew that I needed more. So I decided to leap from that corporate permanent role and go it alone as a self-employed business consultant. And my area of specialization, even to this day, is helping businesses launch, scale, and transform. So over the years, I've worked with a lot of corporates, I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs, and been in that consultancy setting now for the last 11 years. That's one of my ventures. So yeah.
It's incredible. 11 years of knowledge.
Oh, 11 years. It's gone
Amazing.
so fast though. It's gone so fast. I can't believe it's been that long. It has gone so fast.
Tell us, for people that are listening out there today, that they're starting their business, or maybe actually they're already within their business, but they've came up against a block, basically. Or they came up against a problem.
Mm.
I can imagine during your 11 years that you must have came up against massive kind of wobbles, and you're thinking, I don't know if I can keep doing this. What would your piece of advice be to those people?
So that's a really, really good question. So fear for me, and standing in my own way, and fear has been a massive blocker for me on my entrepreneurial journey, every step of the way, and I've had to fight through that. So my advice would be, don't limit yourself. You can achieve whatever you dream is possible. You've just really got to be brave enough to dream big, set a clear strategy and goals in place, and just go for them and never ever give up. So that is a mantra that I live by. So I felt so much fear over even in the last year. I still now, 11 years in, feel so much fear. But for me, I know that if I don't fight against that, and do push for those big dreams, I'm just going to keep myself small. So believe in yourself, and even if you don't believe in yourself, don't let that hold you back. Just go for it, and think, my mantra is, what's the worst that could happen? And if you can accept that worst case scenario, then you know everything's good. Worst case very rarely happens. So you know, if you can accept worst case, then anything above that is, you know, it's easy. So
I absolutely love that way of thinking. Actually, that's a really, really kind of cool way of going. You know, the shit might hit the fan, and if it does, you need to be prepared to deal with it. But the chances of that happening are always really slim, actually, isn't it? It never happens.
I think
you never imagine it to. It always normally is 10 times better or more successful than you can prepare for.
Definitely.
I definitely had massive blocks for me and it has been fear. You know, when I dig deep and, you know, wonder why I've been procrastinating over something, why I'm not taking action, whatever the thing has been, when it boiled down to why I wasn't, it was always fear. It was always self-confidence, not believing in myself enough. And I think one of the things for me was definitely surrounding myself with people who believed in me as well. So, because it's not always your family, it's not always the people that are you know, it's not always them. It's sometimes actually strangers that are going to be your biggest supporters, you know. As sad as
definitely
been the case for me, 100%. Okay, amazing. So what other kind of blocks have you kind of came up against that you've had to fight through? Has there been times where you've maybe took a big risk, like a big financial risk, and you've been like, oh my goodness, what have I done? I hope this pays off. And how have you managed to kind of calm yourself during those moments as well? I know for me, when I was trying to scale and get bigger, I had to put more money into myself and my business. And it was terrifying because I thought, what if this is a risk and I'm not going to make this back? What if this thing doesn't work and I've just lost? You kind of have to be really brave, don't you? Being an entrepreneur.
You do. You've got to be, I think going with your own instincts really important. Yes. You know, if you know yourself, whether you're in alignment when you make the decisions. And I think that is, for me, and over the years it's developed, but I now take my own intuition as my key advice. What you'll find as well, I'm sure you find this, Jen, but networking, particularly online with other entrepreneurs, there's an abundance of advice that you can get. And also everyone's got an opinion when you ask for feedback.
Right, yeah.
And not everybody's got the right opinion. So, you know, if you took the advice of every single person that gave you their feedback, you know, you'd be in a complete tailspin. So rely on your own intuition, I think, is the key, isn't it? So financial risk. So the biggest financial risk that I've ever taken. So I went to, halfway through my entrepreneurial journey, I actually went back permanent to work for a client. So I'd worked for a corporate client for a couple of years, and there was a really, really strategic piece of work that I wanted to do, and I'd pitched for it. I'd won the pitch, and then when it came down to it, they said, right, we can't let you do it because you're not permanent. And it was a huge global top 10 strategic initiative for this company. You know, it was going to, the potential growth for me for development was, I could see it was amazing. So I wanted it. But the only way that I was going to get it was to convert to be a permanent employee, which I knew in my heart didn't sit well with me, but I just needed to do that opportunity. So I went permanent, and I was permanent for about 1.5 years. Delivered the piece of work, absolutely loved it. But then there was that niggle again of wanting to be self-employed, wanting to get back out there, and I don't like the constraints of the 9 to 5. You know, someone telling you what your performance rating for the year is, or controlling how fast you scale yourself, your personal development. It just doesn't sit well with me. So after about just under 1.5 years of working permanent for them, I actually quit. But my biggest financial risk was I was on a 6-figure salary, and I just walked away from it. Wow. So it was incredibly scary. Yeah. I think that was the biggest fear-facing challenge for me, to walk away from that 6-figure permanent salary,
Really,
to not knowing.
yeah, have the faith in yourself to go, I'm going to have to make this work now.
Yeah. But I just knew it was the right thing to do in my gut. It wasn't I took a few weeks to procrastinate over it, probably a few months actually.
Yeah.
But then I knew that it was the right thing to do. But that was a massive, facing the fear and doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Love that as well. So tell me now about your new business. What is happening? What are you launching for us?
So I'm launching 2 businesses in parallel. One is aimed at female entrepreneurs who are looking to escape the 9-to-5, create incredible success on your own terms, and build your dream businesses. So that one, you could be right at the start of your journey, still in your 9-to-5, and you want to find a way to escape that. Yeah. You may have an existing business that you've just launched, or you're just launching at the moment, and that you need some help with strategy, with taking action, knowing what steps to take. And then the third thing is, you may already have a business, but it's not as successful as what you would like. So I help with transforming and up-leveling as well. And then, so that's one of them. But as I don't do anything by halves, I'm launching another one at the same time, which is for small to medium businesses that are lacking, that have got an abundance of visionary leadership, but what they're lacking is strategic leadership on their boards, so on their leadership teams. They need someone to go in and help turn their visions into a roadmap, into a strategy that will help them build an incredibly successful business. So yeah, I'm so excited.
Sounds incredible, and so very needed. Every single one of those niches that you've just spoke about, I know of people in every single one of them, like at this moment in time. So what an incredible business model, and I am wishing you every success with this launch. It's going to be incredible. So
Thank you.
I know as well that you
Thank
have
you.
got some freebies for our guests that are out there listening. What are they? Can you talk us through them?
So the first freebie that I'm just about to launch now is my 7 steps to accelerating your success. And what that is really, it's 7 of the key things that I think that you need in your business, that I've certainly found for me launching all 5 businesses. They're the consistent things that I felt I've needed and that have helped me be successful. And they center around setting really solid foundations and making sure you've got clarity from everything from your vision to your ideal client, and then underpinning that with a clear strategy that will get you on the path to achieving the success that you desire in your business. So that's my first freebie. So I'm really passionate about that one.
Yeah.
And then the others are going to be, I'm going to be launching a podcast show in the next few weeks, and doing a webinar to train that 7-step system as well.
Oh wow! So where can we find that? Obviously, I'll put it in the link below. But if someone's picking us up via the iTunes channel, then where can we actually go and have a look for you, Suzi, and find these freebies?
So you can go to my website, which is stepintoyoursuccess.co.uk. You can access it from there. So I've got a free resources section on the website, so go and check that out. I've got a blog as well, which it's got 2 blog posts on there now, but there'll be tons more coming within the next few weeks where I'm going to be sharing masses of value. But yeah, you can get it from there. And then I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm going to be growing those, really making myself visible over the next few weeks as I launch this business. So really exciting.
Excellent. And one thing I wanted to finish off just with you and chat about is the fact that you are an extremely successful female entrepreneur, but you're also a mum.
I am a mum. I am.
People always speak to me and they say, how can you do it? You know, like how do you do it? How do you balance it? So I'd love to ask you that question for any mums that are out there that are thinking, you know, I just can't do it, don't have what it takes, my baby's young or whatever. How do you work out that kind of beautiful relationship that you have with your kids, but also be so empowered to make massive change in the world as well?
So I think first and foremost, it is a challenge, and it's all about juggling the balance. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes the balance does slip in one direction or the other, but that's fine. Nobody's perfect. But the first thing for me was really understanding what my why is, getting to the real root cause of what is driving me. Why am I such a driven individual? And it comes down to my two little boys, Roman and Phoenix. Everything that I do is for them. I want to leave a legacy, and and I want them to be proud of me as well. I'm getting emotional.
I know.
Yeah, I want them to.
When I talk about it, I do. Yeah.
So it's that, leaving a legacy for them, and for them to be really proud of me. And I want to provide them with a life of amazing opportunities and making memories with them. So having a very clear driver that's pushing you forward through the good and the bad times. The other thing that's really helped me is to compartmentalize my time. So carve out the little bits of time that you can throughout your day. If you're blessed with having chunks of time, if your kiddies are in school, which one of mine is, when I'm working, and when I'm with the kids, I'm with the kids. I'm not on my phone, it's down, I don't touch it, and that way they're getting quality time from mummy, and when I'm working I am in the zone, and I'm not splitting focus then, because I find it quite hard to jump from one creative thing to the other. It's important that I get in the zone and then I can run with it. So they're the big things for me. And then having the weekend, I do not work, and family Sundays, we have family Sundays as well, where we spend the day together, and there's absolutely no business talk because my husband's an entrepreneur as well. So that's how it works for me.
It is just trying to get that balance. I can remember obviously at the beginning of my journey into entrepreneurship, I didn't have a balance. It was work. I worked weekends, I worked in the evening. I was constant, and I felt the complete mum guilt all the time, and it was horrible. So only now, like you say, Suzi, I don't work weekends. I don't actually work a Monday either anymore. That's a day where I can kind of juggle between either doing stuff with the kids after school or catching up on bits and pieces of work in the office. But and in the evenings now, I've got a limit and I shut down, and that is it. Shut, and I have to go and spend time with my babies. And I am with them. And there is times that I go and pick up my phone because it's like an automatic it's terrible. And then you get sucked into like messaging or whatever. So I try my best now to just be do not disturb mode on my phone, and really be there and be present with them. So and
not having time for yourself as well, isn't it? So making sure, I think self-care is so important. I mean, I know when I'm approaching burnout now. I can spot the signs a mile off, and I have to take action really quickly. But making sure that I get a good half an hour chill out time at least before I go to bed at night, that's really important to me. Just to keep my mind in a positive state. It is tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is tough. It definitely is. It's a challenge, but I kind of revert to that back to what I was saying. It's for me, entrepreneurship, the word that comes into the same sentence is bravery. It's the most brave thing you will ever do in your life.
It's amazing though, isn't it? Would you go back to a 9 to 5? I know I will never go back to a 9 to 5 now.
I think I'm completely unemployable now, to be honest. Like I wouldn't even know where to start being an employee, but it has its challenges, but it's an absolute dream. I feel as if we're in such a fortunate position to be able to
me too.
To be able to kind of design our lives the way that we want is
exactly
massive blessing.
And don't you think it's a massive inspiration to the little ones as well, to show them that they don't have to stay within the box of the 9 to 5, and there's so much more possible for them. The sky is really the limit, isn't it? And I think it's a great example.
It is. The sky is the absolute limit. I actually seen a quote the other day and I loved it. It says, the sky isn't the limit, it's just a view. Aim high.
I love that.
And I was like,
I love that. Love that.
good, I know, that's good. Because I normally used to always say the sky's the limit, but actually just going over that.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Just remind us of your website again, please, Suzi, and let us know so we can come and find you.
stepintoyoursuccess.co.uk. And if you can't find it there, then my name, SuziMosleyPayne.co.uk also. So yeah, well, thank you.
Do you have a community too where people can dive into?
I do. I have a community called Step Into Your Success on Facebook. And so anyone who would like to join is very, very welcome. I would love to see you in there.
Amazing, excellent. Thank you so much for being my guest. Good luck
with
your launch. I'm so excited to see you literally skyrocket your business over the coming months. So thank you for being on. So everyone out there,
thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I hope you've all gained some inspiration there from Suzi. You know, entrepreneurship is hard, but it is a blessing, and we've been blessed with the gifts and the talent or the skills to be able to create and design our own dreams. I mean, what more could you ever want to do? So please, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, keep on keeping on, keep on smashing it, keep on moving forward and get to your destination. Remember, it's not a race. You've got some time, but try not to procrastinate too much over it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening. Love you all loads, and I will catch up with you all real soon. Take care.